What's going on? What's the deal, Phonics? Man, I'm weird, man. God damn it. I feel emaciated, man. But I'm here. Yeah, I'm just right here. We made it to another week. Miraculous Monday. This is Tap In, episode 60. Episode 60. I'm gonna let y'all matriculate in. Definitely missed y'all, man. I was feeling a little drained. The thought did briefly cross my mind to be like, I ain't gonna do this one. Because I was mad hungry. And the thought crossed my mind to get some fast food. That is just the devils of your previous life trying to impede you. And trying to make you regress. To what you left behind. I ain't need to buy no fast food. I got snacks right in my car. Get my blood sugar up. I got to drive in traffic for about 45 minutes. I've been listening to podcasts all day while I was in the truck. While I'm in my Camry on the way home. As I have been doing for the past 12 weeks. As long as my cell phone bill is paid. As long as my Wi-Fi is going. I'm going to be here. Hey, what up, Fortnite, man? Oh, I know cookies aren't good for me. I know that. But if I was going to take a choice between soft-baked cookies from the bakery and Oreos or something from the aisle, I'm going to take the lesser of two evils. Kind of like our president. And this ain't even for dinner. This is literally just so I don't feel faint. Like all my grapes and all the healthy stuff I ate is already gone. So, you know. Just so I don't feel faint while I drive, you know, just get a couple cookies. I never said I was going to be perfect health, man. It's not about being perfect. See, that's the thing. When people try to do diets and fitness regimens and stuff like that, they try to do everything in just one day. Yo, I'm gonna eat perfect. I'm gonna be a vegan. I'm about to do P90X for an hour. I'm gonna meditate. They try to do everything. Nah, it's gradual. Just like when you become a fat dude, you don't gain 200 or 300 pounds in one day. It's little by little. Like today, you're eating 2 cookies, and then tomorrow 4. Then the next day 6, and pretty soon, you know, you used to eat a whole 10-pack every day. But you didn't start off that way. And in order to lose weight and get to that point, you got to reverse engineer that entire process. So I don't do this nowhere near the way I used to do it. Just a couple cookies, boom. Get my blood sugar going. The plan is I'm gonna stop at Big Y, and they got kale, sweet potato, barley. It just got a whole bunch of healthy stuff in it. So I'm about to buy one of those with a side of grilled chicken. I'm gonna have that for my dinner, and I'm gonna be done for the rest of the night. That's it. You know what I mean? But until I get there, this is my fuel right now because I don't got nothing healthy inside this car. All the healthy stuff is gone. you know. But man, where do I start? I may not even expound that much on the title of the video because I got so many things I want to talk about within these next 35, 40 minutes. Peaceful corniness. Peaceful corniness. Real quick, over the weekend, yesterday, matter of fact, they had the roast of Cat Williams. Not Kevin Hart. I think I spoiled it. And one of the surprises, if you haven't watched it, I mean, I'm gonna spoiler alert. Turn it off right now. But I'm gonna spoil it. One of the surprise guest roasters was Cat Williams. And at the end of it, you know, Kevin was like, you know what? I didn't expect you to be here. Let's just squash the beef. You know, let's end this. Hey, what's up? Mia, you know what? If I can't read your names, I'm not going to try to like that. I'm going to just say Mia. What's good, Mia? How you doing? Hi. Kevin actually squashed the beef, extended his hand. Cat Williams shook his hand. They hugged out or whatever. They look kind of corny, but whatever, you know. I'd rather see that situation than Will Smith smacking Chris Rock, you know? What's good, River? The universe loves you. Jesus loves me. The universe loves you. The universe is bigger than Jesus. But anyway, because Jesus came out of the universe. That's a whole nother discussion. But anyway, and some people was kind of, oh, that's corny. But you know what? I would take corny and peaceful over real and violent. Maybe we need to see more corny stuff that ends in peace as opposed to realness that ends in crazy violence. You know, unless, you know, if you protected somebody, whatever, if it's an extreme, violence is necessary. But I'm talking about within the scope of entertainment, stuff like this where they have silly, superficial, I wouldn't even call it superficial because, you know, everybody's problems is their problems, right? They have issues with each other that in the grand scheme of things don't need to be settled with a nuclear bomb. It's just a matter of you do you, I do me, we don't got to talk to each other, whatever. And they would, you know, Kevin Hart and Cat Williams, they was going back and forth for years. And a lot of times, the danger isn't in the celebrity that's going back and forth. The danger is in the acolytes, the individuals that follow those celebrities. I'm Team Cat. I'm Team Kev. And people will literally fight each other over differences of opinions over celebrities that don't know who they are. So when two celebrities that have two factions, I don't know if it'll ever happen, but let's say if Drake and Kendrick Lamar decided to come together and shake hands and be like, you know what, whatever was said, let's just move forward for the sake of culture, you know, for the sake of humanity. If they you know, did a situation like that, all of their acolytes that were at war, the sensible ones, I would think most of them would lay down their arms and stop fighting against each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think this is a wonderful thing of what happened between Kevin Hart and Cat Williams, because we just see so much beef, whether it's 50 Cent going at Ja Rule and Clay Thompson and Meg Thee Stallion, and I'm thinking some Stephen A. Smith and Jason Whitlock, just to throw some things out here. And you say the 6'7". You know what? Real quick, you young folks that always use the 6'7" because it's an element on the periodic table like homium or something like that. So when they type out 6'7", they're just saying ho. Y'all young people, y'all got corniest trends ever. I know what it means. He said ho, oh my God. He said 6'7". It's a periodic table number. And it's so covert. Oh, it's corny. And y'all need to lay that down. That's corny. But whatever, Mia, you know, it's cool you said that. Thank you for telling me that I'm kind, but you typed out 6'7" and you made yourself look like a troll. So whatever. But at any rate, when we have media figures on both sides that are staunchly opposed to each other and they're very nasty to each other publicly, when they can come together and just shake hands and be like, you know what, let's just end this. I think it just serves as a great example for a lot of their fans and their followers. Like, even if you really, really dislike somebody, I mean, you don't got to be their best friend. Like Kevin says, I want to be your friend. I mean, Kevin probably like threw a little bit of sauce on it. Maybe he didn't really feel that way, but I'd rather be loved or you think I don't exist than to constantly be worrying about somebody at odds with me. If I have control over the situation of either A, we could just be cool, or B, we just don't exist to each other and we just stop talking about each other. And some people, they looked at that moment and they said, yo, that was corny, man. They got on stage, you're trying to hug and stuff. That's corny. But they think that the Chris Rock situation getting slapped is real. Like, no. I would rather see two individuals that were against each other execute peaceful corniness than violent realness, if that makes sense. And that's all it is in life. Like I said, you got to protect yourself, whatever, and you have to use your rage. I call it the dragon. Like, all of us have this dragon inside of us, you know. But not a lot of people have control over that dragon. It's just they're very, very emotional, and whenever something pops off, they immediately want to be violent and be physical or yell and all that. That's a person that doesn't have control over their dragon. A stoic treats their dragon like in Game of Thrones, where they had the dragons in the basement, behind the fences, in the cage. We only let the dragon out when it was absolutely time for war, and that's what we should be using our rage for: war or protection. When that is the absolute last option that you have, when you have to use that rage, where either A, protects your life or protects the lives of your loved ones, or B, it gets you out of a dangerous situation. But for wrath and revenge and all that, when it's people that get paid to do that, peaceful corniness, man. That's what I'm opting for. It's like some people, they be on some, I never let a person talk to me like this, XYZ. But the point is to always get them to try to attack you first, so you have plausible deniability. If somebody talking crazy to you, you can, well, first of all, if you have the opportunity to walk away, whatever, you can. But if not, if you kind of corner and they telling all this crazy stuff, you could say just the equally crazy things, if not raise the bar. Because people that talk crazy like that, they're trying to provoke you to lose your cool so you can strike them. The moment you attack first, they have plausible deniability. So you got to push them to that point. You got to use the same words. Like it's like that guy. It's a popular social media guy. I forget, is it Chut something? White guy with a mustache, porno stash, and he walks around just, trying to provoke black people, calling them N-words and stuff like that. And the black people be losing their cool like crazy, but then when they get too close, he maces them. Or, and he brandishes a firearm. But I'm like, all he's doing is using words. If we're supposed to be the most smartest, funniest people on earth, we can use those same words back and to the point where we embarrass him and make him feel a certain type of way where he would actually want to strike first. But I'd rather opt for peaceful corniness, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I would imagine peaceful, corny people have a tendency of living a lot longer. I could be wrong, but I would say individuals that go for the corny, peaceful option probably live longer. Tupac Shakur was one of the realest ninjas ever. Didn't take nothing from nobody, spitting in the camera, yelling, fighting, showing how hard it really is. Dead at 25. And countless young rappers, especially like within the last 5 years, trying to be tough or trying to portray a certain image, Trying to be, they betray that realness. The realness get you killed. Corniness, you survive a lot longer, man. I'm trying to enjoy this show, man. I'm trying to enjoy the show as much as I can. If that means I gotta be a little corny, go to corny gatherings, listen to corny music, have corny reactions, as long as it doesn't afford me violence. I'll be the corniest dude all the time, man. Bothers me none. At all. People stay trying to prove how tough they are, proving themselves as individuals. Like you get dapped when somebody shake your hand just because you acting tough. I don't get you no money at all. And it's funny, like the people that always act mad, super tough, they always act tough towards people that they know they can beat or they feel like they can beat. People that's really about their life and really tough, well, first of all, either they die early, like Tupac, or they join the military, or they join some type of like MMA or boxing or karate. If you ain't into none of that, and you just acting tough to just random people all the time, like how tough are you really? You know, tough guys never usually challenge tough guys. You ever notice that? Even in boxing, a lot of times, a lot of professional boxers, they tend to pick fights that they especially champions, a lot of them tend to pick fights that they think they can win. So how tough are you really? It's a level of toughness, you know, if you went through the regimen of, you know, training and all that, but just regular civilian, non-professional fighters that love fighting, but they only challenge people who they think they're stronger than. That's corny to me, man. That's extremely corny. Man, I never professed to be a tough guy. It's crazy because I've never professed to be a tough guy. I'm a pacifist. If presented with danger, I'm gonna do what I do the best that I can, but I don't go around popping trash and talking trash. And nobody gonna disrespect me. First of all, if you always thinking about people may disrespect you, that's the energy that you attract to yourself. Like a lot of times I think about being challenged and fighting and shit like that. And so a lot of times it presents itself to me because that's what my frequency is tuned in. I'm a lot better with it. You know, because I grew up getting bullied and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And a lot of times mentally I would relive situations of how I could have did it different or how I wish I would have stood up for myself. But you know what? In certain situations, and I'm not saying I always cowered, but there were a couple times that, you know, I could have I went out like a sucker, you know what I mean? I could have to have showed more bravery. But I do know for a fact, by the time I was 17 years old, it was a few of my homies that showed that bravery and they didn't get past the age of 17. Sometimes if they would have chose the corny route, they would be going on age 48 like me instead of being basically just a skeleton right now. And then sometimes toughness is not your ability. Somebody say something, it triggers your emotions, and you just punch them in the face or something like that. The toughness, because that's your dragon. You just letting your dragon do whatever. You let your dragon blow out fire, bust out the cage for any small little thing. The toughness is keeping that dragon locked in that cage and only using it absolutely necessary, not to prove how tough you are. Who cares? You got a regular 9-to-5 job. You just a regular Joe. How tough you are don't mean nothing. It only matters how tough you are if you're like a professional MMA fighter or if you're a Navy SEAL or something like that. If you're not trying to be a Navy SEAL, MMA fighter, a boxer, a sniper, anything like that, your toughness is irrelevant. And like a lot of times people that talk about how tough they are and they are none of those professions, it's almost like they're trying to sell themselves to you because it makes them feel good that somebody thinks that they're a tough guy and they're intimidating. Like those conversations bore me, man. Totally irrelevant. You want to show me how tough you are? Join the military. Or if you're too old for that, become a bodyguard or something like that. You know, get into a fighting league for people that's over a certain age. If you older, but just talking about you are over and I'll slap this dude, I'll do this. It's the same level of maturity of a dude that always lying on his talking about smashing chick. I get these hoes. I smash this. I smash that. I smash this. Like, is that the only thing your conversation centers around? Are you serious? I prefer peaceful corniness. Give me peaceful corniness 7 days out of the week. You got the friends that they'll call you up, but the only time they'll call you, hit you up is when they say, "Yo, so and so such and such said this about you. So and so such and such said this about you. So I heard so and so such and such say such and such." I'll be on some like, man, I don't care about that. How you been? I haven't heard from you in a long time. Every time you hit me up, it's only about some negativity. Until you have something, I told somebody this years ago. I was like, yo, if you don't got nothing positive to tell me, I don't care what people say. If you don't have anything positive to tell me, don't call me. Don't hit me up. You stop hitting me up a lot. It was only drama almost every single time. I never do. I never call anybody. I never text anybody like, yo, I heard this person said this. I've heard people say things about cats that I'm close to, but it's like, it wasn't life or death. And I know some of those individuals could be kind of sensitive if they hear that information. So I was like, what does it benefit for me to say that to them? They probably like, you know what I'm saying, chilling in their own world. Everything is going peachy and hunky-dory. And all of a sudden, I'm bringing this ancillary nonsense of gossip and rumors and balderdash. I literally shook up their boat, stirred up their waters. For what? And what do I want the outcome to be? Home hop up and punch them? You know what I'm saying? Home put himself in a situation of violence to threaten the relative stability of the universe? All because I told him that? Something that was frivolous that I didn't have to tell him? Nah, I control the power in that situation. I'm going to opt for corniness. I'm going to opt for a corniness. Peaceful corniness. Because if I get in with the real, yo, these guys, blah, 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 you know what I mean? As long as it ain't life or death. If it's life or death, that's different. But if I opt, yo, I'm going to be real. I'm going to tell so-and-so such and such. What if that triggers that individual and then they go and do something rash and then threaten whatever stability they have in their life? And they only did it because the information came from me. I'm the one that threw this. I'm the one that threw the snowball on top of that caused the avalanche. The avalanche is going to happen. I'm not going to be the one that causes it in that instance. No. I'm going to keep that information to myself. Like I said, unless it's life or death. And then sometimes people have cowardice. They'll say, I heard so-and-so say such and such about your boy. Or something like that. They don't have the courage to tell your boy directly because they don't want to be the snowball that causes the avalanche. And they know that you're closer to the individual, so they tell you, hoping that you're going to relate it to them. No, that doesn't work with me. Nah. I'm not going to do that. And it's going to get to a point, if I ever get those calls or texts of people just gossiping, I'm like, yo, whether it's about me, somebody else, whatever, I'm straight, yo, you're just wasting your time. This is irrelevant. And this is boring. I'm going to really, really, really trivialize and make them look freaking stupid. Whatever it is, if it's negative, this is boring. This is boring. I don't really care. This serves no bearing in my life. I'm not going to crash out and jump out of the window just because you decided to splash the water, so now you want me to capsize my boat. No. I'm going to float on. And I'm going to realize the one constant thing that keeps coming into my life, because a lot of times I won't even hear nothing about nobody saying nothing about me unless somebody tells me. So once I realized certain individuals are the common denominator, like a lot of people I block off of social media, I don't want to hear from. So if I block you, yet they somehow relay a message to a mutual friend that gets back to me, and it's always coming from the same individuals after a while, the problem is my so-called friend relaying me the information. So, nah, I'd rather opt for peaceful corniness, man. To me, that is a better life. That is a better experience. Oh, I'm like, what the hell? I heard something crackling. I was like, damn, I just dropped $1,800 on my car just to fix like the front end, like the shocks, the struts. I got an alignment done. You know, I drive this car a lot, so I want to maintain it. So I thought I still heard some scraping or whatever. I'm like, yo, I just fixed this up. Like, come on. But I accidentally picked pushed the radio mode button, and it was on AM radio. So it was like you could hear like the static and stuff like that. So I was stressed for a second, but calm myself down. You know what I'm saying? Calm myself down. So yeah, that's what I did over the weekend. I headlined at Nick's Comedy Stop in Boston. It was a great time. I wish the numbers could have been better, but if I wasn't mistaken, Shane Gillis was at one of the theater, like Wilbur Theater, and Donnell Rawlings was at another theater out there in Boston. So it was a lot of competition. You know what I mean? Like if they had to choose between Mo Green, Shane Gillis, and Donnell Rawlings, the majority of the people are going to choose those other two comics. So I understood. But for the people that were there, I was very, very appreciative. And I said this one joke. I said, yo, I'm glad you guys came out to see me. You could have saw Donnell. You could have saw Shane. But you saw me. I'm an up-and-comer, man. I'm on my way. You seen this from the very beginning. And the one advantage that I have over Shane Gillis and Donnell Rawlings is that I have not sold my soul to the devil yet. I have not sold my soul to the devil yet. But the moment the papers come across my desk, you will not see me at this theater. I'll be at the temple, man. Yeah, so like I kind of wrote that on top of my head, and it hit pretty good. It hit good. Yo, who the hell's? Yo, man, motherfuckers always trying to call me when I'm trying to do the pod. If mofos can't leave me a message, I'm not talking to you. Like that's just what it is, yo. I don't do the blind calls no more. We don't do that. Cause I put an order of t-shirts in. I don't know the phone number. You know what they did? They called me and they left a voicemail saying that the shirts are being worked on. Doctor's appointments, if I missed a call, they call me, they'll leave a voicemail. If individuals are calling you from numbers you don't know and they're not leaving voicemails, either A, they're trying to ambush you. No, they are trying to ambush you or they want to get something out of you. And nobody has unfettered access to me to just hit me up and surprise me and catch me off guard. That's not happening. Only way you won't catch me off guard if you see me in person. But through the phone, social media, nah, that's over. That's over. No more of those. No more of those, man. That's out of there, bro. Yeah, so I had a great time, and the great thing about my comedy set was my buddy, the dude that taught me how to do comedy, pretty much, Tyrone Burston. He's from Hartford, but he lives in North Carolina, but he was visiting his mother for Mother's Day. And I was telling him, yeah, yo, I got a spot. I'm headlining in Nick's Comedy Stop. He's like, word, I come out there. Can I get a guest spot? I was like, absolutely, man. You're the dude that put me on. So I gave him a guest spot. He came through. He killed it. I plugged him in with the booker. You know what I mean? And just for him to see me, like, he basically helped me with my very first set, to see me 12 years later. And I'm putting him in a position to actually, like, to meet individuals. You know what I'm saying? And be in a position to be in a circuit that he's not in yet, but he's going to be in there because of me. And he's the one that got me started. It was a fantastic thing, man. Did my thing, got busy. If you want to see the performance, Yo, just look through my videos. You'll see it. It's like the latest comedy video. You'll see how I did in Boston. You know what I'm saying? Had to beat him in the head real quick. So I did that. Was chilling with my lady, like I always do. That was it. Like I pretty much, yeah. Just went to Boston. We did that. Got my car fixed. Did that. We've been doing this officially for 12 episode 6, 12 weeks. We have legit been doing this podcast 12 weeks. What is it? 4 weeks? 3 months, man. February, March, April, May. No, March, April. No, February to March to April to May. Yeah, we've been doing this podcast for 3 months, man. I appreciate all that rocking and popping and out Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? Whole River. What's good, River? WQV5S. I mean, y'all be having these strange names. I can't do it, man. I don't get it. Like, share, subscribe, man. Subscribe. I do this every day. I'm consistent. Monday through Friday. I've been consistent with this for 12 weeks in a row. And I always tell my young and up and coming comedians, there is no such thing as writer's block. If the comedy gods have not given you anything new to scribe, that is their way of telling you to work on the things that they already gave you. Stay away from the gossip, stay away from the rumors, stay away from the nonsense, stay away from the foolishness, focus on the funny, and lead with love. Life is not something that happens in spite of you. Life is an experience to behold, so get to beholding. With that being said, tomorrow is Tomorrow is episode 61. Now, see y'all there. Have yourselves a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Monday. Peace.